This week on Hermitcraft.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Yeah. Oh boy. I heard we might end up a few million blocks high. So there's that.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs. Our writer is Loy XP. Captions on this video are provided by Liara. And considering Hermitcraft has now been in production for longer than the Minecraft movie, you can draw your own conclusions about the budget and the visual style. One thing's for certain, the movie doesn't have this many minigames. And while it's not usually our mission to update you on the lives of hermits outside of the server, I think we should at least take this opportunity to toast Joe Hills before we go back to roasting Joe Hills, because he got married on Friday. Congratulations to Joe and Badger. We don't have any official wedding photos to share, but here's an artist's rendition from the depths of our editor's imagination. Ah, marital bliss. We also don't often update you on the lives of the Hermitcraft recap team, but since all three of us were on a game show at once, it seems rude not to. Check the link in this week's end screen to watch us compete in Truly Bedrock's No game show.
You know what? I gotta say, this gives me a feeling of superiority. Yeah. We're gonna give Pix the point. That was the answer.
Wrong. If he's wrong, I get the point finally.
And with all that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Etho.
Heyo, it's me.
Who will get the Froglight shop finished this time, he promises. For many weeks now, Etho has of course been working on a recreation of Frogger customers can play for a chance to earn more Froglights. The goal is simple: make it across the road of Ravagers, dodge the zombie on the grass verge, and parkour your way through the lily pads and crocodile substitutes to earn frog tokens. These can be cashed in for Froglights at a 4-to-1 ratio, or you can just pay using diamonds if you want to skip all the mayhem in the basement. It doesn't accept swords though.
Did I like that? I mean, the timings were pretty good.
The finishing touches include more sound effects, a system that stops the music once your lives run out, and a score tracker which not only distributes the frog tokens, it also outputs your score to a chest, so each month's high score champion can be awarded a trophy for their achievement.
Ravagers are good. I don't know, sometimes I log in and they're moving. I don't know how that happens. I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's fortunate that Etho does a few test runs before mailing out free entry keys to the rest of the server, because he finds a few gaps in the redstone and the system runs out of potions that kick players out of the game. With those issues squashed though, anyone who wants to play frogged out can swing by the Froglight shop to most likely get flattened themselves.
Yeah, I like this strat, as long as I can do this quick. Oh, I think I'm just pushing it though, like it might not be possible.
Azuma Void actually arrives early to grant Etho his custom-modelled frog trophy, courtesy of resident 3D artist Hoffen.
Dude, that's
loads of cool
so
stuff,
nice.
Hey, no problem. I mean, thank Hoffen. I just get Hoffen to make these, you know.
Oh, you got it.
And something about the Death Highway really changed his mind about his own minigame, the Mace Race. Azuma revisits the project to redo the outer shell of the breeze-bouncing tunnel, or rather, undo the outer shell and make the whole parkour course open floor plan.
So let's give it a whirl. Oh, this is a good start. You can see I've had a lot of practice doing this.
This, of course, makes the competitive getting over it experience much more picturesque, but also provides a vantage area for potential observers, because watching someone fail at parkour will never not be funny.
The further along you get, you're going to bounce your head and fall down quicker. Oh, I've got this.
But he now has some mysterious project to gather an insane amount of concrete for, because, to quote a poet,
Corrales is back!
back on the server, Corrales immediately has to adapt to the updated version of Minecraft and to Doc M flattening his face with a wind mace.
Of course.
I'm the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, see, aligning it again. Can't be trusted. Get out of here.
But Corrales is quick to remind his server mates, who here got famous on building tutorials first, and, joined by Azuma, claims up an area the size of Impulse's city for a modern-style white concrete megacomplex of dubious purposes.
But it is here. It might not be like dun, but it is here, and it is built on the survival server.
Oh my god, he's building the mall level of the back rooms. The Corrales millionaire mansion appearing overnight actually throws off Ijevin when he flies through the shopping district in search of a new shop location.
I swear, the neighborhood's going to nothing here. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what this is or who this is. Can you please help me out some? Oh my god.
He's in the right place though. With the shopping grounds crawling with Popo, who have already condemned his end shop once, Jevin decides that the next best move is sky stealing. But first he tries to truly take what he's owed and breaks into the newly closed down Big Ron's to retrieve the snail copter Scar promised him all those weeks ago. Snails now have a whole blimp, so they won't be missing it.
Thanks so much for swapping the copter's motor. Let's say running super mint now.
On his new wings, Jevin lifts up his shop directly from the confiscation park and hovers it amidst the commercial district clouds, hoping that now his business literally took off, it won't turn into a case of dropshipping. Quite the opposite, Grian's Prismarine shop just drops good times with Scar right out as soon as he tries to enter.
Prismarine shop here, and hopefully he has...
This is unfortunate because Scar actually really needs the Dark Prismarine for the train station build he's planning.
The color palette looks a little bit like Santa Claus. But no, this is kind of a rustic national park style build.
It is worth noting that over the span of the season, his train base finally arrived at its destination by not moving an inch. Naturally, the animal house stops at the zoo place, but it is really hard to spell zoo with quartz, so we'll just assume that there's 199 other stations on this track, and this is the 200th one.
Okay, now we're just regressing backwards here. First, okay, that's a Z, right? No, that's an S.
As far as transportation is concerned, False Symmetry does the server a favor and finally installs a central nether portal for the neighborhood district. It's quite kind of her, even if the hanging designs seem to be only accessible via Elytra, and at that point, just fly places, you know?
It's a little bit off the floor, quite a bit off the floor. And, having to go up here, and then up here, and then up here, and up here, and then put the across here to get up onto it. Kind of a pain.
But it's not like False doesn't care about the little people. She cares deeply at least about the ones Zombie Cleo has hidden across her base. Only with Cleo's own help did False manage to Marco Polo the tiny wren dog hidden behind a decorative trapdoor. And she happily returns the miniature guy home, as in hides him in Wren's base for the actual wren dog to find. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, now get ready for Wren somewhere in here.
Zombie Cleo away! I mean, you'll find them eventually.
Cleo, I wasn't gonna find Wren.
Cubfan135 of all people echoes the alien terrain with his own, even if his base territory revamp is inspired by the geological features of Earth. Of Google Earth even, as he showcases exactly what kind of mineral outcroppings he means using the satellite imagery. Here in Minecraft though, he gets to scatter actual minerals in distinct clusters, poking through the skulk field surrounding his house.
So we've made sort of a mini area of what I'm hoping the whole area eventually turns into.
Just more for him to look at while bouncing twice as high on the Breeze Charger Elytra launcher. Turns out you can fit all 8 dispensers in there. Thank God for the only victimless trampoline on the server.
But look at this! Look at this! 220, roughly.
Grian and Gemini Tay are far less ethical this week, as both of them single out Skizzleman and decide to properly punish him for ignoring their pranks for around a month. Turns out the mischievous snails have been stealing increasingly larger things from Skizz's base, down to even poaching the top of his Pyramid of Needs. And now that he's finished ghosting them, he Pyramid of Needs to get that back.
Yeah, which one do you want to win back?
I want to win back the hoe that he titled your mom.
Right.
Unfortunately for him, he can only do that by rescuing one memorabilia at a time, if he defeats the parkour course leading to it before the song runs out.
Make sure you hit the slime and keep done.
Yes!
Yes!
Okay. On the time!
Failure means the item is destroyed, and Skizzleman burns through quite a few items before the day is done. On the upside, it is never not funny to watch someone fail at parkour.
Right, poop has been dispensed.
Dang it, stupid. Stupid.
Can't believe I just said that.
I wish you didn't say that.
The older fans will also be happy to know that Grian has finally addressed the Mumbo Jumbo skin change allegations. And yes, we have confirmed that the waffle is gone and Mumbert is going grey, which is to be expected with how this server usually operates. In celebration, Grian uses his head for the scarecrow decorating Grian's new wheat field surrounding his mountain base area. Mumbo may not be the absolute best redstoner, but he is outstanding in the field. As for Gemini Tay, she too becomes victim of a musical minigame thanks to Etho's Frogger game.
This is like such a dad game though, like I feel like this is so Tango.
Just because I didn't go, this is a stupid dad game. Right?
It is! It's a dad game!
But the car culture can't hurt her anymore now that she's installed her own nether portal to a bridge tower branching out of the research castle on her side of the magical cliff. Not if the cargo trucks will take to the sky, and there they go.
Go, go, go.
What? in the heck?
Impulse SV has created a game where you don't get mowed down with Ravagers, so it's no surprise people have showed up to touch grass. Pearlescent Moon is among some of the first playtesters, after all she's just next door, and the two gardeners decide to connect their shops geographically as well as thematically.
I was thinking maybe we do a little bit of terraforming to connect us up a little bit better.
Terraforming, I love doing that. Yeah.
You
yeah,
do?
Yeah, I'm up for
Okay,
that.
good, because I'm terrible at it.
Which is when they stumble upon, and casually pocket, the two blank permits that were attached to the Permit Master throne. They haven't made them into counterfeit sales documents yet, but it serves the Permit Office right for leaving them out in the open like that. Pearl returns to the scene of the crime, but it's purely to extend the flower shop, adding a showroom and a shop floor for ferns and lily pads. While neither is likely to rake in massive profits, Pearl's efforts pay off in other ways, as Cubfan awards her a grand prize for the fastest time through the Homedale Labyrinth, and Joel Smallish Beans rewards her for being quite so attached to Purpur.
Yo! You know, at first I actually thought this was like one of those giant armor stand entities. I didn't expect it to be an actual solid build that I could faceplant into. What do I even do to like one-up him on that one?
After Pearl's playtest, Impulse returns the favour by trying out Diduction's hard mode and giving us all a masterclass in Wordle. But he has a few improvements in mind for Touch Grass, weeding out the unstackable storage issues by adding an auto-crafter for fishing rods and making sure the prize coupons can't pop out prematurely. Etho and Cubfan also swing by to playtest, and that's when Impulse decides to add a high scoreboard for the competitive side of the server to obtain their bragging rights.
But yeah, don't put any of your own stuff in that chest, because anything that's not coming down from the wall or a fishing rod is just going to get burned. So.
Oh,
okay, so not even tips. Don't put tips.
Impulse has less to brag about when he needs to be rescued from the Homedale Maze by Joe Hills. A rescue which, like all good heists, involves a trident and some ender pearls.
Oh, that'll work.
So you can take the trident and glide up and out, and I will try to ender pearl out, I guess. Yeah.
I'll get my wings and come back for you if you can't make it.
Okay, thank you.
The incident highlights how few fireworks Joe has left, both to airlift people out of mazes and to get back and forth to the shopping district. So he sets up a nether roof railway so he can save on rockets and get to the shops via minecart. While he's there, he plants a bunch of bamboo in the Popo lockup so it can grow while he drops off stone for Etho, but that's all because a scaffolding roller coaster sounded like a great way to get to the end. It was also a great way to get an update on Scar's cats.
I'm over here talking about cats and everything, and I'm muted.
I wanted to hear about the cats. I'm so excited about the cats. They look so cute in the pictures you posted on Twitter.
XB Crafted is interrupted while digging out the last few layers around his ocean monument, but he was never one to turn down an invitation to touch grass with Corrales.
Do you have the rod? You got it in your pocket?
No, I don't have a rod. No rod for me.
Unfortunately, the game has been the victim of overfishing and dispenses a prize instead of a rod, but it turns out that was just a false start, so we still get to see what it'd be like if Corrales was a frog and flies were made of grass. Unfortunately, XB doesn't want to cover the trench around his base with grass blocks, so he can't get a 2-for-1 on materials, but the stylish mix of orange concrete and chiseled tuff stands out even once the whole circle has been flooded.
It's freezing. There's a spot here that freezes, the spot there that freezes. I'm just gonna let it freeze. Oh, I love that glow. Look at that glow. It's awesome.
And finally there's Doc M, who has committed himself to making map art for a full 52-card Pokédeck, or as we've started calling it, the Vintage Beef Percent speedrun. Because it's Doc, this involves building an automatic snowblock factory that runs like a printer if snow golems were ink and the TNT was the normal TNT that blows your printer ink up. Why else do you think it costs so much? The designs, originated by ThoughtRock05 on the Hermitcraft subreddit, come together beautifully in survival, and Doc maps out a full suit of clubs, minus the face cards, which will likely be a little more complicated.
And of course, these cards, like how these look now in game and whatnot, right? That is independent of whatever we're gonna do with the real life card decks if we ever, make that happen.
He's started on the red cards by the time he decides he spent too much time earthbound and takes a wandering trader llama to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Space!
Yeah. I have a long journey ahead of me.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And once again, if you want to see us make nerds of ourselves in game show format, check out the No Game Show in this week's End Screen Theatre. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.